What is hoarding disorder? Hoarding disorder is a mental health disorder that causes a person to experience distress at the thought of getting rid of the items. Hoarding leads to excessive accumulation of items and often creates cramped living conditions. It is extremely hard to treat because many hoarders don't think they have a problem. This is Margie from North Collinsville, Oklahoma. She is a hoarder that was featured on the A&E show Hoarders. Margie has accumulated a lot of stuff over the years. Accumulate means to collect. And now her house is extremely cramped. That means their movements are restricted. There's a lack of space in the house. Naturally, her husband is very unhappy with the state of their home. Let's look at some key expressions. Messy. Messy. This means untidy, unclean, like we see in the picture. Messy can also be an unpleasant situation. For example, the couple had a very messy divorce. Dirty, dirty. Similar words include filthy, muddy, and the slang words grubby and mucky. Filthy is the strongest of those words. It means disgustingly dirty, like the toilet at the bottom left corner. Dirty can be used for things that are covered in dirt, like the top left picture. But it can also be used for things that are just generally unclean. Muddy is only used when something is covered in mud. Dirty can also be sexual, or it contains sexual content. For example, you can have dirty magazines, which are porn magazines. Calling someone dirty can be very offensive because you could be calling them unclean, filthy, but you could also say that they're a bit too sexual. Filthy can also be used in the sexual sense. Both filthy and dirty can be used playfully amongst couples. Next, we have soiled and stain, which are very similar. I would use soiled like for the underwear at the top left. I would use stained for the shirt with the blood stain. In both cases, there's usually some sort of mark left behind. But soiled tends to be dirtier. If you accidentally knock over your coffee mug, then you might spill your coffee. Spill. Clutter. Clutter. Junk. Trash. All of these can be used for stuff that's not garbage in theory, but it's just a bunch of unimportant things. Not all items that get thrown out go into the garbage. Some of it can be recycled. The women on the right are sorting the recycling. That means they are putting it in the appropriate place. Are you ready for a quiz? Let's start. This kitchen is so The answer is C. Both are correct. This kitchen is so messy. I found a bunch of magazines under my brother's bed. The answer is A. Dirty. I found a bunch of dirty magazines under my brother's bed. Dirty magazines are porn magazines. I had a bloody nose earlier, and now I've got a blood on my shirt. The answer is A. Stain. I had a bloody nose earlier, and now I've got a blood stain on my shirt. We should get rid of all this in the attic. The answer is B. Junk. We should get rid of all this junk in the attic. Empty cans are not You can them. The answer is C. Empty cans are not garbage. You can recycle them. Hoarding disorder is a very complex mental health condition. We have some understanding of the causes of hoarding disorder. When we talk about cause, we're talking about the reason, the why. Why do people develop a hoarding disorder? Some contributing factors are personality, family history, and a stressful life event. What are the effects of hoarding? What are the consequences? How does it impact one's life? Unfortunately, hoarding has a very negative impact on the person's life. It can cause a serious health and safety risk. There are oftentimes a lot of legal issues. It leads to a lot of family conflicts and isolation. Hoarders hoard all sorts of things, including garbage. You might find stacks of old newspaper in their house. There are rodents. Hoarders sometimes collect pets. It's not unusual for pet hoarders to have up to 100 cats in their homes. It's a very depressing and frustrating life. Someone with a hoarding disorder should go seek the help of a psychiatrist, a psychiatrist, specializes in mental health. It's important to get to the root cause of the hoarding disorder in order to prevent it from happening again. In the meantime, it is also important to get the house back in order. Here are some key words. Clean. Clean. The woman here is wiping the stove. Vacuum. Vacuum. Sweep. Sweep. We sweep with a broom. Mop. Mop. Declutter. Declutter means to get rid of all the clutter in the house, to make it so that there's less stuff lying about. You can get rid of junk. You can throw it away, or you can donate it. And that way, it'll go to those in need. Are you ready for a last quiz? Let's go. Which of these statements is not true? The answer is C. It is very easy to treat hoarding disorder. That is not true. It is not easy to treat. Which of these is another word for cause? The answer is A. Reason. Reason is another word for cause. Which of these is another word for effect? The answer is C. Both consequence and result are very similar words to effect. Which of these can trigger hoarders? The answer is C. Both the death of a close relative and an abusive relationship can trigger, so cause, hoarders. Which of these is true? The answer is B. Some people hoard pets and can live with hundreds of cats. That is true. Which of these cleaning tasks is done with a broom? The answer is A. Sweeping. We sweep with a broom. The question of the day is, what is your least favorite cleaning chore? Mine is taking out the trash, or you can also say emptying the bins. I absolutely despise taking out the trash, which is why I let my fiance do it. You can share your least favorite chore in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel. Have a lovely day.